If an act of war destroys the building where your data lives, do you know who pays for the loss? After the March 1st strike on the AWS Dubai data center, thousands of companies just learned a multi-million-dollar lesson about the force majeure clause. So today I'm breaking down what most companies are completely blind to, the shared responsibility trap that leaves your data uninsured during a conflict, and why after this strike, India will become the world's most important data bunker. On March 1, 2026, the global cloud industry experienced its first major physical kinetic loss. An AWS data center in the United Arab Emirates was struck by unidentified objects, resulting in a fire and a total power shutdown. This is the first time a major hyperscale data center has been taken offline by military action rather than a technical glitch. The strike targeted the AWS Middle East region, technically known as ME Central 1. Inside this region, the specific availability zone hit was MEC 1 AZ2. To clarify these terms, a region is a geographic area and an availability zone is a physically isolated location made up of one or more data centers with independent power and cooling. The strike caused a fire that forced the Dubai Fire Department to cut all power to the MEC 1 AZ2 campus. While AWS has started recovering some software-level networking services, the physical hardware in this zone remains compromised. For customers who had servers or databases exclusively in this building, the data is currently inaccessible, and if the physical disks were destroyed by the fire, that data may be permanently lost. It is important to note that modern warfare is no longer just about shooting down army bases. It is about targeting the tech stack that powers a military's brain. Analysts suggest this facility may have been in the crosshairs because AWS, along with Google, provides cloud services for Project Nimbus, a $1.2 billion contract for the Israeli government and military. When a commercial data center hosts military-grade AI and surveillance systems, it ceases to be a civilian building and becomes a high-value military target. And AWS isn't alone. The UAE is a hub where other major hyperscalers operate neighboring facilities. This means a single strike doesn't just threaten one provider. It puts the entire region's digital economy in a combat zone. In cases of physical destruction, companies often expect compensation from the cloud provider. But the AWS customer agreement includes a specific protection, the force majeure clause. This clause states that AWS is not liable for failures caused by events beyond their reasonable control, including acts of war, terrorism, or civil unrest. Under the shared responsibility model, AWS is responsible for the infrastructure, but the customer is responsible for the data. If a customer did not set up multi-AZ, which mirrors data across two different buildings in the same city or cross-region replication, which sends a copy to another country, AWS is under no legal obligation to recover lost data or pay out damages for the strike. Despite these risks, industry data from early 2026 shows a major gap in protection. While 80% of large enterprises use multi-AZ redundancy, nearly 60% of small to mid-sized businesses do not. The primary reason is cost. Running a mirrored setup typically doubles your monthly infrastructure bill, and many companies avoid backing up data to different countries because of latency, the delay in data transmission. For high-speed applications like stock trading or real-time gaming, moving data between a hub like Dubai and a hub like Mumbai adds several milliseconds of delay, which many businesses choose to risk rather than solve. This UAE incident is now forcing global companies to re-evaluate India as a primary data destination. The first advantage India offers is strategic depth. Unlike smaller nations where a single conflict can paralyze the entire digital economy, India's massive geography allows for true disaster recovery. A company can host its primary data in Mumbai and its mirror in Hyderabad or Chennai. These hubs are thousands of kilometers apart, making it statistically impossible for a single military or natural event to compromise both simultaneously. For critical systems, the Reserve Bank of India has already set a precedent by establishing a high-security data center in Bhubaneswar, specifically chosen because it is far from cross-border threats and seismic risk zones. This safe vault strategy is now becoming the standard for private enterprises as well. Unlike regions that host conflict-heavy military data, India offers a more politically neutral hosting environment, reducing the likelihood of data centers becoming collateral damage in regional wars. India is also leading in the adoption of Tier 4 data center standards. While the UAE facility was a high-end commercial site, Tier 4 centers, like the massive campuses now operating in Hyderabad and Navi Mumbai, are designed for 99.995% uptime. These facilities are fault tolerant, meaning every single component from the power grid to the cooling pipe has a 2n+1 redundancy. In technical terms, this means the facility has two completely independent power and cooling systems, plus an extra backup for each, ensuring the servers never flicker even if a major system fails or undergoes maintenance. New Indian hubs are being built with hardened physical perimeters, including biometric man-traps, 24/7 armed security, and reinforced structures designed to withstand physical impact. These sites are also increasingly sovereign, meaning they operate under the DPDP Act, Digital Personal Data Protection Act, ensuring that Indian data is processed and stored locally, isolated from global network disruptions. To wrap this into a global business case, the Indian Union Budget 2026 recently introduced a decisive financial incentive tool. Any foreign company providing cloud services globally using Indian data centers is now eligible for a tax holiday until 2047. This policy provides long-term investment, certainty that conflict-prone regions cannot match. It essentially subsidizes the cost of high-end redundancy, making it cheaper for a global firm to build a data bunker in India than to risk a single building setup in the Middle East. The destruction of a cloud facility in the UAE marks the end of an era where we treated data centers as invisible utilities. We now have to treat them like any other strategic physical asset, vulnerable to geography and geopolitics. For the global tech industry, the shift is pretty clear. Performance at any cost is being replaced by survival at all costs. With its strategic depth and Tier 4 fortress infrastructure, India isn't just a destination for low-cost hosting anymore. It is becoming the digital insurance policy for a volatile world. If you found this episode useful, please subscribe for more direct analysis on the intersection of technology and global economy. I'll see you in the next one.